Welcome back to SQL with Ravi Martha. People are subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much for each and everyone who has subscribed to my channel. If you have already subscribed, please ensure that you press the bell icon so that you receive notifications whenever I upload a new video. Also, people who are not subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel, which would encourage me to do more videos. And thank you for your support. Without wasting much of our time, let's dive into today's video. Today we'll check what are the differences between truncate, delete, and drop. Here are the differences between truncate and delete. Truncate is a data definition language, whereas delete is a data manipulation language command. Truncate removes all the rows from table, whereas delete will remove specific rows. We cannot use where clause with truncate. In case of delete, where clause is very important to restrict the number of rows which are getting deleted. There is either no logging or minimal logging will be done in the transaction log. So performance wise, truncate is faster, whereas delete has row by row transaction log will be captured, so it is slower than the truncate. Truncate is executed by acquiring the table lock, whereas delete acquires a row level lock. Truncate removes data by deallocating the data pages used to store the table data and logs the page deallocations in the transaction log. The delete statement removes the row one at a time and makes an entry into the transaction log. If there is an identity column in the table, the truncate will reset the value to its seed, whereas delete it doesn't happen. Truncate cannot be used with the indexed views, whereas delete can be used. For truncating, at least alter permission is needed. For deleting, delete permission is needed. Let's look at drop versus delete. Drop is a data definition language, delete is a data manipulation language. Drop removes the table from database, whereas delete removes specific rows from the database. All table rows, indexes, and privileges associated with that particular table will be removed, whereas only specific rows will be removed. We cannot use where clause with drop, but we have to use where clause with delete. Minimal logging will be done in the transaction log for the drop, so the performance wise it is faster, whereas delete maintains the log. Drop is executed using the table lock, delete is executed using the row lock. Drop cannot be rolled back unless we use it in transaction, whereas delete can be done using the transaction log. Let's flip back to SQL Server Management Studio and look at it in action. So here I'm creating a table TBL country, whereas country ID is identity column with seed and increment is 1 1, and the primary key is also defined on the prime country ID. Let me create the table. The table got created. I am inserting some data into this table. 13 rows are affected. Let's look at truncate related stuff we have discussed. So truncate will not allow where clause. So I'm just selecting the TBL country, whereas with country ID 3, apply the where clause. So it says incorrect syntax near where clause, which proves that truncate will not allow where clause. The next one, truncate will reset the identity column to its seed. So I'm running the query. So the last row was 13. I'm truncating the table now, and if you are inserting, it should be at the 14th row. Let's run the query again. So it's reset the value, so it is being inserted as 1. So this proves that it will reset the value when we truncate the table for an identity column. So truncate acquires a table lock, which is called tab lock, which is a table hint. So moving on to the drop will not allow where clause. So here is an example. So I have tried to apply a where clause, so it says incorrect syntax at where clause. So that proves drop removes a table indexes privileges associated with that particular table. So I'm executing this query, and in this query for this particular table we have a primary key defined on it, and when I drop the table, when I query the table, there is no table, and the associated primary key or the indexes also deleted. Moving on to the delete. So the delete statement will allow where clause. So I'm selecting, so the table got dropped. So I'm creating the table again, inserting the data. So moving on to delete. So it's very important to apply the where clause in delete statement, else it will delete all the rows from the table. So we should be cautious when you're using the delete statement. Here I'm extracting only the row number 4, the country ID 4. If I apply this, where clause, it will only delete this particular country ID. So there is no record with country ID. If I apply, so there are now 12 rows. Let's see what happens if we run without where clause. So I'm removing this where clause. So all the rows are being deleted. So it's very important to use the where clause. And also one best practice is to run the select class with the where clause which we are applying in the delete. So that would save us from deleting entire table in real time. So here is the summary slide. So basically I have documented the differences between truncate, drop and delete. I'll also make this available on my blog.